Welcome to AI in Action, where we explore all the incredible ways AI is shaping our world. Today, we're diving into the fascinating intersection of energy and AI.
Yeah.
For this, we're talking about a future where AI could help us power our planet more sustainably.
That's right.
And that's the promise of GridMind,
Yeah,
an AI solution developed by EcoTech Innovations.
it is.
And today, we're going to unpack exactly how it works.
I think what's so intriguing about GridMind is that it tackles this really complex challenge
Okay.
of integrating renewable energy sources like solar and wind power
Yeah.
into our existing power grids.
Right.
As you know, this is one of the biggest hurdles we face in transitioning towards cleaner energy.
Okay, so let's break this down for our listener.
Sure.
I know traditional power grids were designed for more predictable energy sources like fossil fuels,
Right.
but with renewables, we're dealing with the whims of Mother Nature. So how does GridMind help us manage this inconsistency?
So imagine you're trying to conduct an orchestra where the musicians keep changing their tempo unexpectedly.
Okay.
That's kind of what it's like managing a grid with a lot of solar and wind power.
Right.
So GridMind steps in as the conductor, using a powerful combination of AI techniques to keep everything in sync. We're talking about machine learning, which helps it adapt to changing patterns.
Right.
Predictive analytics to anticipate fluctuations, and real-time data processing to make adjustments on the fly.
So GridMind isn't just reacting to changes, it's actually predicting them.
Yes.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
Can you give our listener a specific example of how this works in practice?
absolutely. Let's say a large cloud suddenly blocks sunlight over a major solar farm.
Okay.
Traditionally, this sudden drop in power could cause instability in the grid,
Yeah.
but GridMind can anticipate this change by analyzing real-time weather data and instantly adjust the flow of energy from other sources, like wind farms or hydroelectric plants, to compensate. It's like having a super smart traffic controller for electricity.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah,
And you mentioned this approach could have applications beyond just energy. All right.
precisely. Think about other areas where we need to manage resources efficiently in the face of unpredictable demand,
Okay.
like water management in drought-prone areas, or even optimizing traffic flow in smart cities.
Yeah.
This AI-driven approach has the potential to revolutionize how we manage all sorts of complex systems.
That's fascinating. So GridMind isn't just a pie-in-the-sky idea.
No.
It's already being tested in real-world settings.
That's right. There are several pilot programs underway,
Uh-huh.
and the initial results are incredibly promising.
Really?
In some cases, they've seen a reduction in energy waste of up to 15%.
If a 15% reduction in waste?
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Can you give our listener a sense of what that translates to in practical terms?
Imagine a city where, thanks to GridMind, all the streetlights could be powered for an extra 2 weeks every year, using the same amount of energy. Or think about the potential cost savings for businesses and homeowners who are no longer losing energy due to inefficiencies in the grid.
Yeah.
These are tangible benefits that could have a real impact on people's lives and the environment.
Those are some impressive results.
Yeah.
So GridMind isn't just about making things more efficient.
Right.
It's about fundamentally changing the way we think about energy.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
It's about moving away from our reliance on fossil fuels.
Right.
And creating a future where clean, renewable energy is the norm.
Yeah.
And the experts are taking notice. Dr. Elena Marin, a leading energy economist, has called GridMind a game changer for its potential to make renewable energy viable on a much larger scale.
So this isn't just about tweaking the system around the edges.
No.
It's about a fundamental shift in how we power our world.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
That's pretty exciting.
It really is. And what's equally exciting is the public's response.
Oh, yeah.
We're seeing a lot of positive buzz on social media with hashtags like #GridMind and #SustainableAI trending as people share their hopes for a cleaner energy future.
That's great to hear. People are genuinely enthusiastic about the potential of AI to create a more sustainable world. But of course, with any new technology, especially one that manages critical infrastructure, there are also going to be questions and concerns.
Of course.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Whenever we're talking about AI managing essential services, questions about reliability and security are always going to come up.
Right, because we're essentially entrusting a complex algorithm
Yeah.
with keeping the lights on.
Yeah, that's right.
So how does GridMind address these concerns? What steps are being taken to ensure that it's a system that people can rely on?
Well, one of the key aspects is rigorous testing and validation.
Okay.
Before GridMind is deployed in any real-world setting, It undergoes extensive simulations and stress tests
Okay.
to ensure it can handle a wide range of scenarios,
Uh-huh.
including extreme weather events and unexpected fluctuations in energy demand.
So it's like putting GridMind through boot camp to make sure it can handle anything that's thrown at it.
Yeah. And beyond simulations, the system is constantly monitored and refined using real-time data.
Okay.
This allows the developers to identify and address any potential issues before they become major problems. It's a continuous learning process.
That's reassuring to hear.
Yeah.
But even with all the testing and monitoring, some people might still be hesitant about handing over so much control to an AI. What would you say to those who are skeptical?
I understand their hesitation. It's natural to be cautious when dealing with new technologies, especially when it comes to something as essential as energy.
Right.
But I think it's important to remember that AI in this context is a tool.
Okay.
It's a tool that can help us manage the complexities of our energy systems more efficiently and sustainably than traditional methods ever could.
So it's not about replacing human oversight,
Right.
but rather about augmenting it
Exactly.
and making the system as a whole more resilient.
Precisely. Ultimately, the goal is to create a system that is both reliable and adaptable, one that can keep pace with the evolving demands of a world increasingly powered by renewable energy.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And speaking of evolving demands, one of the big challenges in the energy sector is ensuring accessibility and affordability for everyone. How does GridMind factor into this?
That's a crucial point. One of the potential benefits of GridMind is that by optimizing the grid and reducing waste, it can actually help lower energy costs for consumers in the long run.
So it's not just about making the grid greener, it's also about making it more equitable.
Exactly. And beyond cost savings, GridMind can also play a role in expanding access to clean energy in remote or underserved areas.
Oh, how so?
Imagine a rural community that relies on expensive and polluting diesel generators for electricity.
Okay.
By integrating solar panels and using GridMind to manage the flow of energy, they could potentially transition to a cleaner and more reliable source of power.
So GridMind could be a key enabler in bridging the energy divide.
It could.
Yeah, that's incredibly promising.
It is. And it highlights how AI can be a powerful tool for social good
Right.
when applied thoughtfully and with a focus on equity.
It seems like we're really just scratching the surface of what's possible with AI in the energy sector.
I think so.
It's an exciting time to be following these developments.
And it certainly is. And as the technology continues to evolve, it's important to keep the conversation going.
Yeah.
We need to keep asking questions, exploring the potential benefits and challenges, and working together to shape a future where energy is a force for good.
And that brings us back to our listener.
Right.
We've talked a lot about the technical aspects of GridMind and its potential impact.
Yeah,
But I'm curious to hear what our listener thinks.
I agree. Let's shift gears for a moment and turn the question to you, our listener.
Okay.
What does your ideal energy future look like?
Yeah.
What role do you envision AI playing in shaping that future?
We'd love to hear your thoughts. You can share your vision with us on social media using the hashtag #MyEnergyFuture. And for more inspiring stories about how AI is transforming our world, be sure to follow @AI4ThePeople.
It's a great resource for staying informed and engaged in the conversation.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into AI and energy, I want to leave you with one final thought. We've talked about how GridMind can optimize these energy grids and integrate renewables and even potentially lower costs. But beyond the nuts and bolts, what does this all mean for you, the listener? How will AI-powered energy systems like GridMind actually change your daily life?
That's the exciting part. Imagine a world where blackouts become a distant memory.
Okay.
Even with increasing reliance on weather-dependent renewable energy, AI can ensure a steady and reliable flow of electricity to your home and business.
So no more scrambling for candles during a storm.
Exactly.
That's a huge relief.
But it goes even further than that.
Okay.
AI can personalize your energy experience. Think real-time updates on your consumption, tailored suggestions for optimizing usage, and even automated energy-saving features in your home.
Wow.
All thanks to AI working behind the scenes.
That sounds incredibly convenient. It almost feels like AI is taking care of things so we can focus on what matters most. But let's be practical for a second. Won't all this fancy AI technology make energy more expensive?
Actually, it's quite the opposite. Remember those efficiency gains we talked about?
Yeah.
By optimizing energy distribution and reducing waste, AI can ultimately help drive down energy costs for everyone.
So we're talking about a future where energy is cleaner, more reliable, and potentially even cheaper.
That's the goal.
It sounds almost too good to be true.
Well, like with any major technological shift, there will be challenges to overcome. But the
Yeah.
potential benefits of AI in the energy sector are truly enormous.
It's inspiring to think about the possibilities. And this brings us back to the question we posed earlier.
Mhm.
What's your vision for the future of energy?
I believe AI can be a powerful catalyst for realizing a future where clean energy is accessible to all, where energy systems are resilient and adaptable, and where technology empowers us to live more sustainably and in harmony with our planet. It's a future worth striving for.
Absolutely. And as we wrap up this deep dive, it's important to remember that this isn't just about some futuristic technology out there. It's about the choices we make today, as individuals, communities, and as a global society.
That's right. Every action counts, from being mindful of our own energy consumption to supporting policies that promote renewable energy and responsible AI development.
And if you're listening to this, you're already taking a crucial step, being informed and engaged in the conversation.
Absolutely.
It's this collective awareness and action that will shape the future of energy.
So let's keep those conversations going. Don't be afraid to ask tough questions, challenge assumptions, and demand transparency from those developing and implementing these technologies.
And remember, we all have a role to play in creating a brighter, more sustainable energy future for generations to come. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into AI and energy.
It's been a pleasure exploring this fascinating topic with you. And don't forget to follow at AI for the People for more inspiring stories about how AI is shaping our world. Until next time, stay curious and keep those energy visions burning bright.